All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to our continuing coverage from Radio Row at Super Bowl 60 with former Bears legend Matt Forte. Great to see you. How are you?
I'm going well.
Yep. What do you think about the Super Bowl this weekend? Who do you like?
It's exciting. It's going to be a good game, though. You know, a lot of people have been saying, kind of just giving the game to Seattle.
Yeah.
You know, based off of how good their defense is and the resurgence of Sam Darnold. But I mean, if you look at the Patriots, hard-nosed defense as well. Within offensively with Drake May and the way he's been coming along as a young quarterback, and also having McDaniels as his coordinator, he's got a lot of experience in playoff and Super Bowl games. So I think it's gonna be a hard-fought game. I got some buddies on Seattle on that defense, like Leonard Williams, who I know is gonna be hungry and ready to eat on Sunday. So I'm thinking it's going to be a hard-fought, close game. I'm going to throw out there probably 31-27 that the Seattle Seahawks probably win it.
I have not talked to a person yet who thinks the Patriots are going to win, and I bet they're hearing this.
Yeah.
So I bet if you're in that locker room,
it's good motivation for them.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, being in the other locker room when people doubt you or they take it as doubt is just, man, this is my opinion, you know. But the game still has to be played, and as we know, you know, the game is a 60-minute game. And as being a Bears fan and a former Bears alumni, we know that the game does come down, especially after this season, always comes down to the last second.
Yeah. I want to get into a couple of the things that you're doing now, but first let me just ask you about your old team, the Bears, who had a really good resurgent year. First-year head coach, second-year quarterback. What do you make of where the Bears are going right now?
Yeah, I like where they're headed. You know, as you said, first-year head coach and had an amazing season as a first-year head coach with Ben Johnson and what he's building there. To come in the first year and kind of reorganize or restructure the culture of that team and in the locker room and in the mentality too. I'm a true believer that teams do take on the personality and the standard of a head coach, and it does trickle down that way. And for him to come in this early and kind of establish that is huge. But then also having a second-year quarterback who, you know, there were a lot of questions at the beginning of the season that he answered, but still some questions or some growth that is needed beyond year two. So the emergence of them, or the convergence of both Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams coming together, I feel is something that is going to be very beneficial and fruitful for the Bears in the future.
And for Caleb, I mean, you know the history of the team, you know the history of quarterbacking there. There's a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why, you know, that this nickname that has come along, the Iceman, is pretty cool, because I feel like he does have ice in his veins, whether it be on the field or the pressure that comes with being the first pick of the draft and the history of quarterbacks that have come through the Bears organization. I mean, if you look at our rivals in the past almost century, it's been like, 3 quarterbacks or something like that, or 3 or 4 quarterbacks. And we've had 20 plus, almost 30 quarterbacks in that amount of time. So if Caleb can come through and be, not really if, but he can continue what he's already started, then he can be one of those generational type quarterbacks that you don't see every day. Like, they don't fall off trees, but I'm just glad that we have one.
Yeah. Let's talk about what you're doing. Yeah. You host podcasts for Sports Spectrum, right? Yeah. What are you doing with them?
Sports Spectrum podcast is through PAO, which is Pro Athletes Outreach. It's a ministry that is geared, that's been around for 55 years, that started within the NFL. And they do a lot of, we do conferences post-season wise, so that guys can have a kind of a break from the athletic and the physical part of football and other sports as well, to where they know how to steward their life, where God has blessed us with tremendous affluence and also a platform that needs to be stewarded in a way that benefits not just ourselves but other people. Yeah. And so we learn, you know, a lot of teaching and preaching on how to steward your finances, how to steward relationships with people and with your creator, and also how to steward your family, you know, how to steward the ups and downs of the NFL, where there is a lot of uncertainty. You don't know, even if you have a guaranteed contract, you don't know how long you're going to play or what you're going to do sometimes afterwards. Yep. So yes, Sports Spectrum is that podcast where we talk about sports, we highlight sports, but we also talk about the intersection of where faith comes into play, as always, because you notice anytime someone gets hurt or gets injured really badly, everybody kneels down to pray, and they have that faith aspect, but that shouldn't be just when people get injured or something bad happens. It has to be kind of all-encompassing. So we love to bring about the stories of people that are in the game and what they're doing currently, or when they exit the game and how they're doing now.
Yeah. And you also have a clothing line.
I do.
That's cool.
Athletic, athleisure type of clothing line called Workhorse Clothing. I got one of the hats on right now. I've designed it myself. And the whole premise behind Workhorse is that was my nickname while playing as a running back, and having consistency. And when you talk about athletics or gym clothes, you want something that's durable, something that's stylish, and something that is obviously going to move and function with your body as well. And that's what I've predicated off of. And one of my slogans is, if you stay ready, you don't have to waste time getting ready. You stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's very cool. Yeah, it's really great catching up with you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it.